What is good, guys? This is Charles from Team COG coming to you guys here with a test hand video showing you guys my Infernoble deck list. I took the locals and ended up getting 4th place with. I probably should have got 3rd or higher, but I ended up getting a draw in time, which, you know, that's neither higher nor there. Anyway, I just thought I'd showcase you guys a test hand video showcasing you what the deck can do now after the ban of Auroradon, and just, yeah, moving there, talking to you guys about line of plays. Maybe like seeing this and doing it live and talking out loud will let me see better lines of plays too. But anyway, not to ramble on too long, if you guys want to help support the channel, links down in the description down below. If you guys enjoy the mat, the sleeves, the hat, check out Imperium Duelist. They're actually getting ready to launch some new hats, which are I'm going to buy because I like my hats. But use Team COG 10 to get 10% off your orders there. And other than that, just hit that join button if you haven't already, become a member, get access to live streams, and just ding that notification bell so you never miss when I go live. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into it here. So we'll quickly just shuffle it up here. All right, so deck is shuffled. We're going to do a quick cut. Go right here and draw our first 5 cards, which is going to be Sky Striker, Mobilize Engage, Heritage of the Chalice, Neospace Connector, Red Layer, and Durandal. So this hand's actually really good. Do want to think here, though. I think we'll go ahead and we'll fire off Engage. Go ahead and scan for Ash, because Engage is almost Ash-worthy, right? So if they decide to Ash us here, they Ash us. If they don't, then they don't. However, we're going to go ahead and use Engage to go ahead and grab us Eagle Booster. This is another engine I was testing. This potentially could have been Ash Blossom as well, if that makes sense. So with that being said, to make sure Eagle Booster is alive, we won't summon the Red Layer from our hand. Instead, we'll just go ahead and normal summon out the Connector, use Connector's effect, go ahead and summon out the Dolphin. So like here they have to rest, but see, like again, so this is where the Eagle Booster and Red Layer kind of conflict, right? So if we normal summon Dolphin and they Ash the Dolphin, with Red Layer, if we would have done Red Layer first, we would have been extremely better off, right? Because then if they Ashed here, we still had Isolde. However, with our hand opening both Infernoble, Durandal, and Heritage of the Chalice, if they do happen to have Ash here to stop us from taking a look at the hand, we can do Durandal into Flint Lady, and then we can go Heritage into Oliver, and then continue that route too, while still keeping the protection. But we'll just go ahead and just showcase this kind of like playing through fruitlessly without any sort of like, you know, confrontation, hand traps, etc. But we're going to go ahead and get out Dolphin. Here is Dolphin. Now, like I said, it's potentially we can go ahead and pitch the Red Layer from our hand to look at the hand. Oh, what do you know? They have a hand trap. Let's just go ahead and say, you know, we already said they didn't have hand traps. Let's hit, like, you know, let's just say we ripped 1 card, right? We're able to rip 1 card. We get to see the hand, so we know what to do. You know, let's just say they have Imperm, right? So, like, we are really golden if they got Imperm. So we go ahead and go here for our Isolde effect to add. Now, arguably, it's kind of crazy how many people Ash or like Imperm on this effect to add, and then you can just make another, like you just make another Isolde and just use the effect to send. That actually came up in my tournament, but we'll go ahead and add, and this time we're just going to go ahead and add Red Layer. We'll go ahead and use Isolde's effect, sending 2. So we want to go ahead and send not Metal Silver, but DDR, and this hand's actually really good, to be honest with you. Divine Sword to summon out Doppel Warrior. And since we already have the deck here, we'll go ahead and fire off Heritage of the Chalice to grab us Oliver. So with that being said, if they did have a hand trap on the send, or Imperm or whatever, we did have this right here to be able to protect the Isolde. So Isolde's going to resolve no matter what. So anyway, continuing on, we'll go ahead and we will use the Divine Sword to banish 2 to grab back the Phoenix Blade. And then we will go ahead and use the Oliver in hand, pitching the Divine Sword. Oliver's now level 1, so I go ahead and synchro here for our Martial Metal Marcher. We'll go Chainlink 1 Marcher, Chainlink 2 Doppel. So Doppel gives us 2 level 1 tokens, and then Marcher brings back Oliver. We go ahead and turn Oliver and a token here into our boy Roland. Go and activate Roland's effect, so during the end phase you get to dump and add. And we do go ahead and turn Marcher, which is a tuner, and then Isolde into our boy Hulk. So even like right here, if they end up ashing or if they held like onto something, we're still okay in the sense of what we can do, because we do have the Durandal to be able to grab Renaud. So if they did held ash for here, they're smart, but we already looked at their hand, so we know they don't have it. So anyway, you come here, Hulk's effect activates, you get to summon out the Jet Synchron. Jet and the token become the Double Star Celestial, I think it's called. Double Star Shaman. I'll get to tell you the name fully here. Celestial Double Star Shaman. Shaman allows you to bring out Doppel Warrior, Because if you play a lot more level 2s, you can summon as many level 2s from your hand or graveyard as you want, negating their effects. So we go ahead and synchro here for, where is he at? Power Tool. A Doppel triggers in the graveyard, giving us 2 tokens. And then we will go ahead and activate Power Tool and reveal 3. Since we already opened Durandal, we'll just go ahead and reveal 3, or the 2 DDR, and I think Living Fossil will be the other target. There we go. So right here, we'll go ahead and roll this die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6, so we get Living Fossil. Put these back and shuffle. We've already saying we ripped 1 card out of their hand. So right now, you go ahead and turn the Shaman and the Power Tool here into our boy Chuck. This hand's actually really solid, so I think we're going to get the end on the full board here. We'll go ahead and use Durandal. Durandal will grab us Renaud. We'll go ahead and special summon Renaud, using Renaud's effect to grab us that DDR we sent earlier in the turn. Then we will go ahead and use the 2 tokens and the Renaud to go right on over here into Tatsunoko. You then will use Tatsunoko and the Super Quantum from your hand to synchro for an 8. You go ahead and make Savage, Savage Dragon right here. Put our hand right here. Savage will then equip the Isolde. You then can go ahead and use the DDR, not the DDR, the Divine Sword Phoenix Blade by banishing Red Layer and the Renaud. We then go ahead and go DDR, pitch this, summon out the Dolphin that we banished earlier in the turn, and then just go ahead and pitch the Eagle Booster, look at their hand, rip another card. So they're down 2 cards. And then, let's see here. We still have this in hand. If we wanted to hold this for a follow-up, technically, I believe you could banish the Red Layer and the Doppel for the Divine Sword again, and go ahead and use Jet's effect Engrave, pitching the Divine Sword to summon Jet, and then Jet and the Dolphin become Herald. And then we go ahead and we will use Oliver Engrave to equip to Charles. We go on to our end phase. Roland's effect will resolve, allowing us to send Metal Silver Armor. And we get to add Gearfried. Then Charles' effect will activate. Put this right here. This is our hand. Charles' effect will activate, picking up Metal Silver, and then equipping Ogier. Almost called it Oliver again. Ogier from the deck. And this is literally... this is the end board right here. So, with this being said, you have a few more options too that you can do. So, like during your opponent's turn, right? How can tag out for 2 options. So you can go into Formula Synchron, pick up a card, so you get to draw another card, which in this case would just be Durandal. Or you can go into, and then if you go into Durandal, once you use the Burn the Savage Negate, you have the option to go into Satellite Warrior, or you can go into like Baron de Fleur if you play it. So like that is like, again, another option you get. Or you can tag into Desert Locust and make them discard a card, and if they choose to discard a monster card, it's getting banished because of Herald. And then like, so then you've technically ripped 3 cards from them. They had a 5-card hand, you've ripped 3, they draw 1, so you have 4 cards, and you have 2 negates and like a pop and stuff. So like, yeah, with a good follow-up too, in the sense of like this right here. It depends what you want to do. But anyway, that was just to showcase you guys this hand here, like playthrough without kind of worrying about head traps, but showing you like the deck can still function around hand traps. That hand was just really, really good. Those hands are kind of, I wouldn't say average. I honestly would, well, they are average, but they're not super average. You always want to see access to a tuner, and that just hand gave us double access. And our hand was like really jacked, so like we could have like, you know, we could have scanned for Ash with multiple cards before we committed to our Isolde, which was really good. But anyway, we'll actually shuffle it up here and jump on into the second test hand. All right, guys, so deck's all shuffled up again for the second test hand. We will actually go ahead and cut. And this time we're going to assume they have Ash for the Isolde. You can go as far as trying to play through 2 hand traps, but then the second hand trap is really hypothetical. We'll just try to play through and just kind of discuss like multiple hand traps that we can play through depending on the hand. But deck's cut. Let's go ahead and draw our first card. Eagle Booster, Oliver, Durandal, Doppel. Seeing Doppel's not too good. And Connect, the best normal summon in the deck. That's crazy. Wow. So immediately we get to normal Connector and scan. So we get to pick up right here, and let's say they have Ash. So like if they have Ash, they're already going to use it here because like they're going to Ash us here to stop us from getting hand access, right? So then if they Ash us here, we go ahead and go Durandal, use Durandal's effect to grab us Flint Lady, wherever she is at. You can go and activate Flint Lady in your hand to special summon, and then we're going to go ahead and go here, Isolde. Now, if they did have a second hand trap, this is 100% where it's going to fire, right? So Isolde's effect to add, they're going to probably hold it, unless it's like Imperm or Veiler, which in any case, we'll go ahead and fire off Eagle Booster to go ahead and stop it. So this card is now unaffected till the end of the turn, and we get our add. So we're going to go and add Red Layer. Isolde's effect, this time we only are going to send one because of the, we opened Doppel, so we send one to summon out our second copy of Flint Lady. So technically we've already played through 2 hand traps in the sense of if they had hand traps, so that's really good, right? Flint Lady's effect to go ahead and tribute to summon out Doppel. We then can go ahead and use Divine Sword by banishing 2 to add the Divine Sword to hand. And then we can go Oliver effect, pitching the Divine Sword to summon it out. And then just like before, but this time it might be a little bit less because our hand, as you guys can see, is just Red Layer now. It's a little bit less stacked. We'll go into Metal Marcher, Chainlink 1 Marcher, Chainlink 2 Doppel to go ahead and give us the 2 tokens. And then our boy Doppel, or our boy Metal Marcher will bring back out Oliver. Oliver and one of the tokens become Roland. Roland's effect triggered during the end phase. We go ahead and go right here for Hulk. Hulk's effect to summon from the deck, of course, Jet Synchron. We then go ahead and use Jet and the token to go ahead and turn into the Celestial Shaman here. Shaman's effect to bring back out Doppel. So then we get to go ahead and use Doppel and Roland here, since Roland is a tuner. And pretty much do the standard play, really. Go here for Power Tool. Doppel triggers because it went to the graveyard. Summon us 2. Power Tool, we get to reveal 3. And this time we're going to reveal 3 DDRs just to prove to you guys that I have the 3 DDRs in here. There's 1, 2, 3. So get 3 DDRs. And then we go ahead and go here and make Chuck. So then we can go ahead and use Divine Sword in the grave by banishing 2 warriors. And we'll go ahead and get rid of the Doppel and the Flint Lady because we won't use Doppel further in the turn. It's very kind of, I'm not gonna lie, you really kind of like hesitate to banish this because you're like, well, what if you can bring it back some way and get more tokens? But you're only ever going to resolve Doppel twice, so I mean, it's okay to banish it. The card you really just kind of want to keep in the grave at all times is Roland and Oliver. It's okay to banish Oliver if you have to because Charles can just pick it up from the deck. But if you don't have to, it's just good to keep Oliver so then you can pick up the Ogier. But anyway, we're going to go and add this. We're going to go ahead and use the Jet Engrave to pitch, to summon. And then we're going to go ahead and go here with the Jet for Tatsunoko. And then Tatsunoko and the Red Layer are going to go right into, and then Savage Effect will grab the Isolde. Go ahead and use Oliver's Effect Engrave to equip so we don't forget it. We have Different Dimension DDR, which is a fantastic follow-up. We didn't even have to use it, which was nice, but it was there for further interruption if needed. I don't know, and if we would have got access to, like I said, if we would have got access to Dolphin, but we assumed they'd Ash Connector, we could have used this to bring back Dolphin. Then we could have used this to like rip another card and stuff like that, etc. So we could technically they could have been down 2 hand traps, ripped a card, and we could have made Herald by leaving the 2 tokens out here, which isn't the best per se, but I mean, it's not the worst at all. So anyway, in phase, we're going to resolve Roland. Since we are not sending the Metal Silver, we send Metal Silver and we add our boy Gearfried here. So this is our hand. And then Charles picks up the Metal Silver and then is going to equip from the deck. So there we go. And very similar to the first test hand, minus the Herald, we do get the ability to use Half to tag into Formula or Desert Locust, whatever we really want to. Formula gets us the draw and gets us the access to Satellite Warrior. Desert Locust gets us the hand rip, and really that's about it because we don't have enough levels to do the Desert Locust. However, if we did get access to the Dolphin and we went the other route where we kept the 2 tokens out here, you could use Half to tag in a Desert Locust. Desert Locust then once per chain during the opponent's turn, so they'd be forced to discard a card, and then you could have made Savage on top of that too. So do keep that in mind in that line of play too. But that's it, guys. That's the second test hand. So I'll quickly run on over here and do a third test hand. Hopefully this time we don't open Connector. Like in tournament play, you want to open Connector all the time. However, it's not likely that you'll open it all the time. You do play technically 4 copies of it, but like still statistics and stuff, you shouldn't see it every game. So I'll quickly do a shuffle here, and hopefully we won't open it, and we'll open some sort of mediocre hand so I can show you guys that. So we'll quickly shuffle up and get into the next test hand. All right, guys, so second test hand, we'll quickly just do our cut. and go here. Now, like I said, if we draw a connector, I'll just put connector back and draw another card. Because like I said, I want to simulate not seeing connector. But we'll go ahead and draw our first 5 cards. Dirndl, Heritage of the Chalice, Metal Silver, there we go. Astolfo, oh, we're actually going to get it. And Aqua Dolphin. So, interesting here. Okay. This is alright. So we're going to go ahead and normal summon Aqua Dolphin and use Aqua Dolphin's effect. We're going to go ahead and pitch the Metal Silver Armor. And we get to look at the hand. Do they have Ash? They do. Rip it from their hand. They have Effect Railer? Rip it from their hand. If it's Effect Railer, they're probably going to waste it here because they don't want to burn because they get burned for 5. So with the rest of our hander, which is just these guys, we're going to go ahead and go Dirndl Effect to grab us Flint Lady. Then we go ahead and special out the Flint Lady. We'll go ahead and use Heritage of the Chalice here to grab us. We then go ahead and use Flint and Dolphin to go ahead and make ourselves Isolde Effect to go ahead and add us the red layer. And like this hand's, let's see, because we already had to use Dirndl, so interesting. So Isolde Effect, we'll go ahead and send. So this is interesting because we don't have to send we don't have to send, we're not going to get access to Renaud because we already used Dirndl. So we'll go ahead and send Phoenix Blade and just send Living Fossil. So it's in the graveyard for a good follow-up. If I could find it, there it is. So go ahead and send these two to go ahead and summon out Doppel, wherever Doppel's at. And see, that's why I like Dolphin in itself, like the 3... Dolphin's not a brick by any means. Like Dolphin, you're fine with seeing just Dolphin alone. Sometimes Dolphin by itself is better because like they can Ash Connector, but they can't Ash the Dolphin. So... But I mean, like, we're still sitting here. We're still going to probably go through the same combo lines that we just talked about, where we're going to go ahead and go on into our Savage and stuff. I'll try and show a different line of play this time, though. I know I've been experimenting with a Draw 2 combo, like a Pick Up 2 with Charge and Formula Synchron during our turn. So I'll see if I can showcase that this time here. But we'll go and go Oliver, pitch the sword, Synchro here. I'm not even gonna try and take up your guys' time with this one. Go here. We get to summon back out here, just so people don't comment later and say I'm just didn't do it when I actually meant to. So we'll go here for Roland's effect during the end phase. We get to go here for Halky Boy, Halk effect. To go ahead and summon out Jet into this. Go into Shaman effect to bring back out Doppel, and then no effect. We can go ahead and go, let's see. Now see this, like I said, now we got to think, because I want to try and show you that different line of play. So we can go ahead and go here for Herald, draw 2, or go to Herald, summon 2, draw 1. Yeah. So this is like, so I'll show you guys. There's really no reason to try and do this, I would say. Except for that we do have access to Astolfo, because we can Astolfo, get 5, 6, go up into Charge, and the Charge can tag in for Formula that turn. But this is, okay. So there's this route here where you go here and we make Herald, and then get 2 tokens. Roland goes into the, see the issue really is that we don't have a level 2 tuner anymore. Outside of like this and Formula, so like we don't get to make Charles, but we technically let's just try it. Let's be different. You'll go here for Herald of the Arclight. Give us 2 tokens. You then go Charles and the token. That's Charles. Roland in the token to make a 6. So we're gonna go ahead and go right here into Charge Warrior. We're gonna pick up a card. We're going to pick up Heritage of the Chalice, which actually we've already used. So that's not good. We'll go ahead and pick up Heritage of the Chalice. And then, let's see here. We can go ahead and use the Jet in the grave. Pitching the Chalice to summon itself. Then we can go here, I believe. Like I said, I've been kind of for Formula. Formula lets us pick up another card. Jet gets banished, so pick up another card. We pick up Connector. So then, because we got Roland in the grave, I gotta think here. So technically speaking, we could make 9, to be honest with you. We could still make Charles and Herald, or we can make Savage. 5, 6, 7. We could do this, reveal that. But then see, that would give us That's where things would kind of get a little messed up here. I could special this. 3, 4 is 7, but we don't want that. I think what we're going to do, because we could go here for Savage, if we want to, because we have the... Actually, hold up. Yeah, we're going to do this. Is going to be cool. We'll go here for Savage. Yeah, there we go. Experimental plays, right? Experimental hands, experimental plays. We'll go here for Savage. Savage will equip his old. And then we'll go ahead and activate Astolfo by banishing Oliver. Now his level is 4. That's not correct. That was incorrect. Never mind. Back it up here. So let's see here. We go here. 6. Let's see here. So we picked up 2. We summoned this as a 4. And then level 6 and 4 is 10. So technically, yeah. I mean, can you summon? I forget. I think it takes a 1 non-tuner plus 1 non-tuner synchro. So we have to have a non-tuner synchro. So we can't do that. 6 and... See, that's rough. So the only option we have is we can summon out Astolfo if we wanted to, and then go Hulk into it, but there's no point in doing Hulk into Desert Locust, in my opinion. I think we just hold here. In phase, we resolve, and we send the Durandal. Let's just send Durandal. Add Gearfried. And then during the opponent's turn, we can tag into... Yeah, then during the opponent's turn, this can tag into our Desert Locust, forcing the opponent to pitch a card. Yeah, pitch a card. There's no other way, because this is 6. We'd have to get out of another level 3, and we don't have a level 3 Fire Warrior that we could have banished, sadly. But anyway, rip a card. It's banished if it's a monster. We already ripped 1 card from them, so we're ripping 2 Omni Negates with a crazy good follow-up. Not too bad, I guess, yeah. So yeah, I'll quickly, how about we do one more? We'll do one more test hand, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, guys, deck is shuffled. We're going to do the cut. And like I said, if we draw a connector, we'll probably put connector back. But anyway, we'll go ahead and do our draws here. Okay, so we'll actually put connector back, even though this hand was entirely jacked. So we'll go ahead and go for Call by the Grave. All right, so this right here, this hand is very interesting, but it's actually really good. We open Call by and Gearfried along with access to Durandal. I think we've opened Heritage and Durandal like every hand, actually, which is really insane. But it's not, I mean, there are 3 of us, so I mean, like, the likelihood there is C. I'm just surprised we haven't opened double yet, because that was happening a lot. So let's see here. We'll go ahead and we'll activate Heritage of the Chalice. And I want to grab us our best normal summon that we have searchable, which is going to be Ogier. Because this is going to be like another anti-hand trap line you guys can still play. So we go Ogier. We can normal summon Ogier and use the effect of Ogier to send. Now it's just depending on, like, what would you want to even send, I guess. We could send Astolfo, maybe? Yeah, we'll send Astolfo. So in theory, so like if we actually didn't open Oliver, this hand right here would allow us to get access to it by just going, doing the same thing we're doing, but instead here we just sent Oliver, use this to grab Renaud to grab back Oliver, and still been able to play that way. So that's another cool, that's another line of cards that get you to Oliver if you don't open Oliver. But anyway, continuing on, we will go ahead, and I think we hold, well, there's no point in holding Renaud, because we're not going to be able to use it later in the combo anyway. So we'll go ahead and go Durandal, use Durandal as a effect to grab us Renaud. We'll go ahead and use Renaud to special summon to add back the Astolfo. So then, yeah, we'll go ahead and go here. I'm feeling kind of brave, so we'll just go ahead and go here for Isolde, and we'll use Isolde's effect on summon. Normally I wouldn't do it. I'd wait till after Gearfried, but we'll go ahead and use it since we open Call by. What do we have to fear, right? Isolde's effect to add. We get to add ourselves Red Layer. And then, before we pay cost, we'll go ahead and banish the Durandal to summon out Gearfried over here. We'll then use Ogier's effect in the graveyard to equip here. And then now we pay cost. We send 2. So we get to send this, and we'll just go ahead and send, for this matter, since we've already burnt our Renaud, I will go ahead and send Metal Silver, just so it's already in the grave. And then we get to summon out Doppel. Issue, though, is we're not going to get the free discard that we got before, because we only have one warrior in grave. So we get to have to use Oliver to burn a card in our hand. So I think we're just going to go ahead and burn the, because we need the red layer for that. So we'll go ahead and burn the Astolfo in hand to summon Oliver. And then we go ahead and go here. Same combo line, but like I guess it's different because you're not so freeformed like we once were. You would go here and make Metal Marcher. We get 2 tokens, and then summon Oliver. Of course, as you know, because we've done this 3 times or 4 times already, I've already lost track. We go ahead and we make Roland. Roland's effect during the end phase. We go ahead and go here for our Halky boy. Halk's effect to beam out our Despot, not our Despot, PTSD there. So close, so used to saying Despot. We summon out Jet. And if Jet ever gets re-hit, guys, we can play Vylon Spear, I think is the card's name. We can play that card again. But we summon out Jet. Jet and the token become the Shaman, because the Shaman predicts the future, right? The Shaman then gets to bring back out the Doppel. All this while being protected under Gearfried here. So Nib or anything like that is not in our forecast. So we get to go here, summon out tokens, summon out Power Tool. Power Tool's effect lets us reveal 3. I'm just going to go ahead and reveal 3 DDR. Then this guy here. This become Chuck. We'll go right here. And then we can use Jet and Grave if we wanted to, or we can banish to, yeah, we can use Jet and Grave. But let's banish Astolfo and this to go ahead and hand back the Divine Sword. Then use Jet, pitching the Divine Sword to go ahead and summon out Jet. And then Jet. And so like even here we could pick up a card, right? If we wanted to draw into like another card, we could go here for Formula, pick up a card, we draw a connector. It don't matter what we draw, but we draw a connector. And then this right here could go into Tatsunoko. But again, we lose the ability to tag into and rip a card and get like the whole satellite warrior pop and stuff like that, which I think is really cool. So we'll just go ahead and go here for Tatsunoko instead of doing like the formula route to pick up a card. It's just nice to see that the deck does have ways to draw throughout its turn. So like we can get access to like side deck cards where we're not just reliant on open them. We can draw into them by using charge or formula. We'll go ahead and use Tatsunoko on the red layer to go ahead and make Boral. Boral will then grab, of course, Isolde from the graveyard, giving us 2 negates. We did draw Call By. There's no point in equipping the Renaud, I believe. So we'll just actually leave it alone. We do still have Call By in our hand too, which arguably we can pitch that to the graveyard because we probably would have used it. Just another form of protection. So then we just go to end phase and resolve the Roland to send this to grab us a Fire Warrior. I normally, like, if I was guaranteed, like, any of my Fire Warriors would stick around, which is more than likely I could go for Renaud, but instead I just go for Gearfried every time for that follow-up. And then Charles will actually grab us, put this right here, Charles will actually grab us the Metal Silver we dumped earlier, and then also equipped us Oliver from the deck here. And then we still have 1 space freed up for Roland as a quick effect disruption. So, yeah, there you go, guys. Like, that's what the deck can do still. I'm sure the deck can do more, but like this is playing a minimal bricks. Like I said, I believe you saw my deck profile. Metal Silver Armor is a hard brick, but even it can be pitched with Oliver. Not really too many other hard bricks. I'm really not going to lie. Like some cards like you just truly don't want to see unless you see multiples and stuff like that. But other than that, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this test hand. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any comments or concerns, please let me know down in the description or down in the comment section down below, not in the description. But if you guys want to help support the channel, check out the description. And other than that, guys, please remember you guys, most importantly, stay safe and stay healthy. This is Charles from Team COG, signing out.